When you join, say hello. But I'm going to go ahead and get started a little bit with a little bit of the prep stuff. So we're going to start off with some liquid white. I'm looking. Looks like you guys have a little bit of a shadow there. It turns out to be the case. I'll bring some different light. I'll put a different light set on it. My studio is really small because it doubles as my workshop. So that's why you see sometimes you guys will see the lamps up in the background. Or I do that too. I just delivered some to another donation that I did for a place called Shaker Village at Pleasant Hill. If you ever want to see something pretty amazing, you guys should go there. Spend the night. You can actually spend the night there at the Shaker Village. It's in right outside of Harrisburg, Kentucky. I think it's like 5 miles outside of Harrisburg. I'd like to go there and paint in plein air sometime. That would be fun. So we're just putting a little bit of this liquid white on here. Now this canvas has got 3 coats of gesso over the top of that raw canvas. It's all been sanded. I kind of like stretching my own canvas. It gives me a little bit more creative control. I like canvas with a little bit more tooth for my landscapes. Be sure to say hello. I can see I've got several people on, but nobody's spoken yet, so I don't know really who's here. Anybody is actually here. Alright, so we're just putting some liquid white down here. And then we'll give people a couple more minutes to move in, to come in. Somebody asked me on the last video what was liquid clear. I explained that. Liquid white is just titanium white. It's been cut with linseed oil. It's actually kind of a brand name with Bob Ross. It's also like Amazing White, Amazing. Sold by other companies. So, yeah, it's all the same thing. Hi, Dorothy. How are you doing today? All right. So, let's see. I want to try, let me close that up before I think of what I'm thinking about that. Let me close this liquid white up so it doesn't dry up. So, handy dandy little idea. If you guys don't know this, you can use baby wipes to get oil paint right off your hands. Works really good. Or you can just wear gloves. I switch back and forth between which of those that I do. Alright, so I have a little bit of an idea of sort of kind of about the landscape I want to do. It's going to be kind of like a derivative of the one I did a couple weeks ago, I think it was. So I'm just going to start off here with a little bit of blue. A little bit of cerulean blue. Before I go too much farther, I want to be sure to, for those of you that might know him but you hadn't heard, Nick Hankins is going to work for Bob Ross Corporation. I was lucky enough to be one of Nick's students. He is an excellent instructor. And now he's going to have a job with Bob Ross, teaching instructors. So that's going to be right up his alley. I think that's going to be really cool for him. So we're just leaning a little bit of sky here. We're just kind of using an X stroke just to put a little bit of movement into the sky. Hey Rose, how are you today? What do you all got? Dorothy, what you been up to? Rose, what you guys been up to? Where do you live and what y'all been up to? Don't say mischief. I know that's probably true, but you know. Alright, so let's just blend this sky out a little bit. I'm just using a really light stroke here. We just kind of want to leave, you know, just a little bit of an impression of some sky there. Some movement back there. We'll put some landscape in here, sort of a panoramic type landscape. So we don't want a whole lot of sky, but now one thing I do want to do though. So the sky's kind of light blue, and it's okay because that's kind of how I want it for that part. But I had a little sketch here on the side I made earlier. So I'm just going to kind of darken these corners. I'm just going to use a little bit of Prussian blue. Just to darken the corners just a little bit. A little bit more than that. Just to kind of give it kind of a little bit of a vignette type look to it. Alright. I'm just going to pull that out. Now, I'm using a number 1. 1-inch brush. I said I would number 1, but it's actually a 1-inch brush. You can use a 2-inch brush or fan brush, whatever you like. Just to kind of do this blending. Fan brushes are really good for blending. I'm just taking a little bit of that liquid white back up off of the canvas. Hi Pat. Hi Tina. Hello from Wisconsin. Hi Tracy. Where are you guys from? I live in Kentucky. Land of Daniel Boone, Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. And the home of the Kentucky Derby. When the Kentucky Derby comes, I get out of town. All right. Let's mix up. I just want to mix up a little bit of a lavender color. Put a little bit of dark in for some sky. It's got a little bit of alizarin crimson over here. There's some over there. Yeah. I'm gonna mix just a little bit of white with that just to see what color I got. I think I got a little too much blue. A little bit more red than that. A little bit more white. All right, yeah, that's pretty good. A little darker than I want though. So I'm just mixing color. I use paper palettes. I find they're very easy to clean up. So, all right, there we go. All right, I think I like that. Okay. Let's put a little bit on the fan brush and see what we got here. Oh, Rose, you live down in E-Town? I was just down there. I was down there about 3 days ago. E-Town's growing. Man, when I was a kid, it used to take a while to get to E-Town. And now not so much. All right, so let's just put a little bit of... This one, a little bit of sky, a little bit of clouds here. I'll probably use this color a good bit throughout, maybe. I'm just laying down some color here. Use for this dark part of the clouds. I mean, where's my sketch? Yeah, I think I could. You can't really draw clouds wrong, I don't think. I used to suffer with clouds a lot, though. They used to give me a lot of guff. Not so much anymore. I used to worry about them whether they were the wrong shape or whatever, but having spent a lot of time photographing them since then, I haven't really found that to... I don't think that'd be hard for you to mess up. Since then, it's gotten a little easier for me to do clouds. All right. Texas. Pavel? Where do you live in Texas? My brother lives in San Antonio. I was stationed in San Antonio and Wichita Falls multiple times. I worked part-time in Houston for a little while, but not too long. From Maryland, that's where my wife is from. She's from Brandywine, Maryland. Do you know where that is, Dorothy? It's in PG County. All right. So I want to kind of blend that out a little bit. So here's my fan brush. This is a fan brush I used on the last painting where we used all that dioxazine purple, my brand new fan brush. And although it's nice and clean, it definitely stained it. All right, so let's put a little bit of, let's blend this some. Now I'm kind of leaving the bottom of this ragged because I want to kind of put the highlight more down that way in a moment. Let's let that cloud kind of fluff on out there. I think I'll go ahead and blend this too while I'm at it. I'm not really trying to make the color even, because it just don't happen that way. It just don't seem to happen that way. Sure as I say that, someone will see a cloud that's perfectly evenly colored. I'm kind of mushing this color around some. This fan brush. All right. Northeast Pennsylvania, Tracy. I was in PA. Where was I in? I was in PA on vacation in 2016. 2016. Up in the Amish part of the country. It's pretty fascinating. It's a beautiful country up there too. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna kind of have some highlights here. With finger painting. Gotta get that color the way I want it. There we go. Back to my super duper pamper diaper cleaning cloths or whatever they're called. They work really good. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna kind of keep this going. Don't want a lot of highlight on this particular set of clouds over here, but we'll put some down here lower. By the way, speaking of that, how's the sound today, y'all? I switched up to a new mic again, trying to get to the right thing. They're kind of restrictive, these mics, to your when you're working. I'm gonna test your shirt. You can only lean so far. So let me know if you can't hear me or something. Or if you can hear me okay. Since you guys are answering it, I'm assuming you can hear me okay. That's the wrong one. Paper towel. Alright, so we're going to have a kind of a panoramic landscape. It's not often I have an idea what I'm going to paint, but I sort of kind of do today. Sort of. Just because I kind of sat down and sketched it just a little bit. I can't reach my sketchbook right now, or I would show it to you. But okay, so let's put in a mountain. Let's say you. A little bit of red in here. And then this. Now this particular mountain, I think on the painting, the original painting that I did of this, I think I actually put this mountain in with a filbert brush. But today I'm just going to kind of brushing my mountain in here with this knife. So we're kind of using the same color we did on the clouds, but just a little bit more red. A little bit more red. I was going to pick up some blue off of this canvas, so I'm pulling this paint almost straight down because it's kind of the way, sort of kind of the way I want this mountain to go. Now, I've mentioned a couple times it's sort of a derivative off of another painting I already did. So if you look on the Fine Arts page, in my 2018 body of work, you'll see that it's called, what is it called? Above the Smog, I think is what it's called. Alright, so let's just kind of let that go off like that. Alright, so we can sort of kind of put this in here, almost like two different ranges here. So let's just kind of spread this color in a little bit. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this canvas is very stiff. I stretched this myself. The canvas is really stiff. If you guys have any questions as we go, hey Joella, just ask. I will eventually stop talking and look over and I'll see you, and then I'll kind of do my thing. I'll answer you. All right. So I've kind of got a little bit of that color left. Let's take it and pull a little bit to the side. Make a much lighter color of that. Let's try that. That looks pretty good. Not sure though. I want to put back here in the back, like far away. I want to kind of put some other mountains back here. They're gonna be far away. Okay. We'll take a little bit of this just white and we'll kind of pat along the bottom here. Just got some titanium white and liquid white. Just kind of letting that blend together. Create some fog. A little bit of fog back up in that way. I'm going to put some more clouds in here in a minute though. So hang with me, hang with me. So you see me make some adjustments as I go. I don't usually paint on this portrait mode kind of things, but I kind of wanted to try it once and see what. I always want to try stuff once. Hey Arnold. Hey, did I say hello to Joella? I think I did. Hello Joella if I didn't say hello before. Alright, so let's, that little background structure back there, let me clean this knife off. Here we go. Let's pick up what's left of this color. Kind of pull this mountain over here in front of this one. Like that. All right. Okay, so you can see by making it lighter in the background, we've added just a little bit of fog at the bottom. We've kind of made it look by color far away. That's what your eye's telling you it's farther away. Okay, now I want to add, so I want to make this, I don't know what I can use the same color, some of it. So let's take just a little bit of that color we have back over there, and let's just add some highlights to this mountain. Not much of this. Maybe like right on the edge. Could use a paint. That area where we get too much there, we'll. There we go. All right. Now let's take that same color. Let's just mix it up with a little bit of blue, a little bit of Prussian blue. And put a little bit of Prussian blue like right here on the edge. I'm just kind of letting the canvas take root once here with this blue, just to create some shading. Yeah, use a little bit more paint, I think. All right, so Now we have some a little more contrast. I want to create just a little bit more, so let's take. Let me think about it for a second. I hadn't really planned for this color to be in my painting, so it's not on the palette. So let me just squeeze a little bit of it out. Don't need too much, I don't think. Let's put a little bit of light black in here. Let's see what that does for us. All right. Okay. Now, so this will be the central interest in the painting, but I still don't quite have it where I want it. So let's just do, let's highlight this part right here, and this part right here, and this part right here. There we go. And we'll take it a little bit darker. Right in here. I don't want to go too dark too fast, but okay, I like that. Hi Marcel. Okay. So with that done, I need to figure out how I want all this cloud stuff to play in. So I'm going to put in. Put some more clouds in here. I want clouds to I want some of them to kind of come this way. So I have quite a bit of titanium white out on the canvas. I mean, out on the canvas, out on the palette. We'll put these distant clouds and maybe some little dewars up here. I'm glad I went to all that trouble to darken the corner so I could lighten it up again. Alright. And then let's have some clouds. And then fringe on top of this hillside that we put in here. This mountain, just a range. And maybe. Tell you what, let's. I want to pick up some color so I have some contrast in here with it, but right along in here. I'm going to create like a fog effect in here on this side. So I'll take my 1-inch brush here in a second. We'll soften that out and blend it out some more. Don't need to clean that brush too much because I'm going to use it again in just a second. Hi Dorothy Pierce, how are you? So I don't really want to destroy what I did there on the mountain. I just want to kind of blend up into it a little bit though. Alright, because now I want to come back and put some darker stuff in here. So let's pick up some of this and mix all this on the brush. Try that. We'll try that this time. We'll mix it on the brush. When my drawing with it, I decided I wanted to do. Alright, so I already kind of got off of my drawing a little bit, so let's just kind of. I want this to darken right here where the mountain is because it's going to come back up over here. All right. You guys pardon me for a second while I fetch up some more Oto's paint thinner. Be right back. I usually check that before the broadcast, but I forgot to. I am doing quite well. Doing quite well. All right. Now, let's blend this really good. I'm kind of doing two things here. One, we kind of want to blend this paint out. Blend those clouds together. At the same time, we're also picking some paint up off of the canvas. Let me just wipe that off on a paper towel. All right, so before we highlight that, let's clean the brush. Make sure she's nice and dry. I think this part over there, we're going to leave it unhighlighted for now. All right, so let's see. So this mountainside was coming down, down, down. And let's see if we can't. Let's see if we mix this color on the brush. She was coming down, down, down. We want it to show below here just a little bit. Needs to be a little more red than that, though. And there we go. There we go. Okay. I want to leave some of this cloud texture in here. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, let's put some more color in. Let's get a different color. Let's try this. Let's put in. Think about this for a second. Tell you what, let's do this first. Let's just kind of. So again, I reverted to the fan brush. Coming right up into this corner, I want to pick up a little bit of that color to create some shadowing in that area, right in here. And a little bit up on that darker color. Now we could, if we wanted to, well, I'll show you how to do this real quick. I want to add the indication of some trees back there, like some way. We just kind of take this fan brush right on the edge. So let me show you my plexiglass demonstration here. I'm going to take the edge of the fan brush and touch it just like that. So we're going to pull it up like that, just on the corner. And pull it up and create some trees here on the back, in the back. You want to be sure you pull that up straight though, because if you don't, it's going to look like your forest is blowing over. All right. Good. Hi, Betty. Yes, I'm working in oils. Yep. I'm working in oils. If you have any questions at all, just shoot them over here. If I know the answer, I'll tell you. And if I don't, I'll tell you that too. So there's a lot to learn. I'm always learning here. All right, so I'm just going to kind of stamp in a little bit of fog here, because we're going to put our next layer here. So this fog, kind of break up any solid lines. And I'm going to do something a little different on this other side, though. So we'll just leave that brush there for a second, though, because I might could use that like it is. Let's pick up, now I'll tell you what, let me have some lemonade here, and then I'll have what I'm going to do here. All right, tell you what, let's take a little bit of that sky. Pick up a little bit of that cerulean blue. Let's say like right about here. We'll just brush that across like that. There we go. And we'll turn it into some water as we go. So let's tap in something a little bit darker. So I'll tell you what, let's take some of that and some of this. Let's just mix this on the brush. So I'm just taking some Prussian blue and some yellow ochre. That's yellow ochre up in here. So we'll just kind of go below this fog. And tap in some land, a little bit of ground. Of course, the more you tap over it, the softer it's going to become. So just put a couple layers of that, maybe with a little bit coming down that way. We pick up a little bit more of that. So this is not sap green, it's just Prussian blue and a little bit of yellow ochre. All right. That gives us just a tad bit of shoreline to deal with, and then we will go from there. I don't know if I understand that question. Let me try it again. What oils? The paints themselves, you just mix them together. To make them blend, we're using liquid white, which is already on the canvas. See? It's on the canvas, and it is a mixture of titanium white and linseed oil, about half and half. In some paintings you use a liquid clear. If you don't want to use white, you use liquid clear. Like on black canvases, I use liquid clear for everything. So, all right, so I'm just going to scrub in a little bit of a water line right here. Not much of one. Don't need a big one. It's pretty far off. All right. that'll be okay for that, I think. Now, let's put in some trees. So let me mix up some of my tree blend. Need some brown. Need some sap green. Where is it? There it is. I just mix them with either one. Sometimes I mix them on the brush, and sometimes I just mix them with a palette knife. It's just as easy. So I'll tell you what, before I go make these trees in here, let me kind of raise this up a little bit. Kind of give us like a rough brush kind of a thing. Alright, so I'm not happy with how much I can see there and not see on the second row, so let's one more time. And some grasses in here, just some grasses. Just kind of piddle back and forth with that for a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these trees. So I'm going to mix up some midnight brown, some sap green, that'll give me kind of a dull greenish brown a little bit coming forward. I'm going to stick a couple of trees in here. Let's see where I want them. Let's put this one here. Let's put this one. Let's put this one right here. So I don't want this tree to be too big. It's still kind of far off. It might be big in its own right, but I don't want it to be too big. So now, tapping these trees in, we're just using the edge of the brush, just the corner of the brush. And we're just like going straight down, tap, 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 tap. Go one way and then the other, and then one way then the other. And voila, you get a tree shape. You get all kinds of shapes that way, actually. I'll send a couple little trees there. So let me put another one. I think I want one back here a little bit. Contrast with this cloud. He's kind of tall back here. We're not going to cover him up in the trees too much. Maybe another one way back here. Pick up some more paint. All right. I'm not trying to give these trees too much definition. They're pretty far back. Pretty far back. I kind of want them to stay that way. All right. Having trouble getting back to painting. Oh my gosh, why? What's holding you up, do you think? So I'm just tapping in a little bit of fog here. I'm just using a little bit of just a little tiny bit of titanium white. Just kind of smooth that out. And I think we'll put a little bit of shoreline over there too. Linda, what do you think is holding you up from painting? It's kind of like reminds me of I write novels. I'm a novelist. I have friends and they're writers that they get writer's block. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I wouldn't want to have writer's block. Inflammation. Well, that could do it. All right, so I tell you what, let's come right here when I tapped in this kind of foggy kind of an area right here, kind of give me an idea for something. So let's just kind of take, and let's just using this knife. I've got a little bit of Got a little bit of everything on there. I got some Van Dyke Brown on here, a little bit of sap green, a little bit of everything, just about. So let's just take and scrib in some shoreline right here. And as usual, if you guys watch me paint very much, you'll find it. I don't usually have an idea of what I'm going to start painting. I just kind of start and see where it goes. Today, I thought I had an idea of where I was going to paint, and it gave itself up somewhere right around when we started putting the mountain in. We kind of lost the painting a little bit from what I had planned. So that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy with that. We'll just let it go where it wants to go. Alright, so I want to highlight that a little bit. So I'm going to pick up some titanium white. Maybe too much titanium white. Pick up some titanium white and a little bit of brown color, maybe. There we go. Alright, so we're just gonna pull this across and let the canvas take what it wants. I'm going to wipe the knife off and pick that and put a waterline in here. I'll tell you what, before we put the waterline in here, I think I want to put a little bit more reflections in there. I hadn't really decided it was going to be water over here, but I reckon it's going to now. Alright, so let's pick up some more of this blue. What is that color? Cerulean blue. Pull some reflections down. Just pull it straight across, straight across. Even when the shoreline goes up, we still want to be straight across. There we go. Okay. All right. How do you choose what to do for your painting in line? I have tried to paint from reference pictures, and it just never works out for me. So I have a sketchbook. I'm not a drawing artist though. I have friends that are, like Emily Jean is a good sketcher, and Anthony Gray is a really good sketcher, but I'm not a great sketcher. So I sketch things like this. And I kind of get a few ideas here and there, like this. Just to kind of frame in my mind what I would like to paint. And like this. So, you know, sometimes it's as small as this. And usually what I'm trying to work out in my head really is a general idea of perspective as far as the painting goes, and then from there I just let it go. I just sit down and start painting. So like today in my sketch I had some clouds, and I've painted a painting kind of like this already before, it's in my 2018 body of work on my fine arts page. You'll see it's called Above the Smog. It was painting something like this. But I had some ideas about what I wanted to do with this foreground a little differently. And once I started putting the clouds in, it kind of just went on from there. So usually, most of the time when I sit down to paint, I don't really have an idea of what I'm going to paint. The only idea I have is whether it's going to be on a black canvas or a white canvas, and I just kind of go from there. Because just like this, I even like just a few minutes ago, I wasn't planning for there to be any water here, but it kind of says there is. So let's just do that. So let's finish out this side, and we're going to do that. We're going to mix up a little midnight black here. Making some out of the tube here. It took me a couple of years to get through that great big giant tube of midnight black, but but last week I was like, oh no, I'm just about out. All right, so let's. You know, I do go to the art gallery a couple times a year and kind of look at some art, but it's mostly just to see what other artists have done. I'm not too crazy about modern art, quote modern art. Let's see. I'll tell you what to do while we're here. Let's take this. Let's figure out this landscape. So I think right here we'll create a shoreline. Maybe we'll put a little tent in here. And over here we're just going to have some. I don't know what we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and put some color in here though, because we're going to want an area landscape right there. You can see this is not really dark because it's going over the top of that liquid white, so it's kind of mixing up with that. I'm kind of getting an idea where the landscape goes here by laying this out. All right, that gives me some idea about maybe a little more steep on this side, like that. Maybe we're coming down off a mountainside like that. So if we are, we need to be a little bit more steep. So mostly, you know, I'm right the same way. It seems like a kind of a fluid answer I'm giving you, but it expresses what I do. I just kind of go. I do some, and then I say, oh, I see this in here now, like this water, like I just did a minute ago with the water. And then over here, it's like, oh, this looks like it should be a little bit steeper. That's just sort of my creative process of doing that. All right, so let's pick up some of this blue. Pick up some more of this blue, and some of this. And then I think maybe I'll throw a little cad yellow in here too, somewhere along the line. Somewhere I'll put this in here. Hello, Linda from Canada. How is the weather up there? So I've switched brushes. This is still a 1-inch brush, but it's an oval brush, so you can see that it's oval. Used to be a little more oval, but I've kind of worn it pretty good. I'm just going to kind of tap this darker color in. And I think, you know, let's pick up some of this. Let me mix something up here. Let me see here. I don't have anything I want to do. Let's do a little bit with this slopey kind of part of the mountain over here. Let's kind of make it a little more roughed up than that. So let's get, let's start off with some dark sienna. We'll pull some of that down. It's got a little bit of titanium white in it, and that's okay. I'll leave a little of that other color poking through there. And we'll mix up a little bit of a highlight color. See how this looks. Didn't highlight much, did it? Let's pull it out a little bit more. There we go. I'm still not getting. Well, that's okay in a way. I'm going to put a little bit more highlight on that in just a second, but I want to add a little bit of clouds. A little too much on that. There we go. So I just want to kind of fog this up just a little bit. And I just want to tap that in. Okay. It could be smoky, it could be foggy. If Yvette Bronson was on here, she'd say it was smoky because she lives in Oregon and they have been smogged into their house from forest fires for weeks now, it seems like. There we go. I just had that great big rock right there. Okay, let's see. Let's put some of the rest of this landscape in. Hang on a second. Let me get some paint off my hands. Drives my wife bonkers when I'm doing a video and then we get ready to go to dinner and I have to paint on my head and paint on my eyelashes, paint all over my hands. But that's how it is. Okay, so let's put in some. Let's pick up some of the sap green and start to kind of lay some of this in here. I'm going to come back and add another color to this in just a second. I wish that undercolor was a little darker, but it'll do. It'll do for now, I reckon. Still putting in an undercolor here. There we go. What do I do with that black color? Like I said, I wish that part right there was a little darker, so we just put some more paint in over it, put some black. There we go. Just kind of build, focus that in, shade it in, shade it in. Okay. That'll do for some undercolor. Let's put some trees in. In the last video, we made some trees with some with the downward branches. And I put some in that. Let's put a big tall tree. Sit back canvas. There we go. Let's put a big tall tree right here. And let's paint it with some upward facing pine branches. So we're going over a lot of paint right here with the shoreline, and so we're kind of taking our time going back and forth with this. Make sure we get all that middle part. If we don't create enough contrast up here in the top, it's not going to show up as well as I would like. So let's darken it up some more. That looks okay. And let's mix up some more of that, some more of this, and some more of this. Put another tree like right on top of this, over the top of this mountain, over the top of that great big rock, and put another tree in here. Let's get some of that and some of this. So just put a couple dots like that. There we go. Get the tree started. So the paint's quite thick right here. Now, we could thin it, but I don't really need to do that just yet. Of course, it's wet on wet, but... We'll probably have to thicken the highlight. I mean, thin out the highlight, so we'll do that in a little bit. Alright. A little more darkness. There we go. A little more dark. All right. So I'm happy with the way those three are placed. Now let's put, well, tell you what, let's put some landscape in first. Let's put some bushes and stuff. Hello, Shirley Hopper, my dear sister. How are you? Let's get some cad orange and some yellow. Some cad orange and some cad yellow, and see what we can do with that. Now I'm gonna thin these paints out a little bit. I'm using just refined linseed oil. You can use Otis paint thinner to do this. It works quite well. You don't need much though. You don't need much. Alright, so I'm just gonna a little bit of linseed oil on both sides of the brush. And I'm gonna kind of mix both of them up here on the brush. So I've got paint on my fingers again, but I've got multiple colors here in the brush. And now we're just gonna start to bring these colors in. Not really too crazy about this orange color much, but it's working out okay, I think. But it's only tapping in at a certain spot. There we go. Now it's evening out. And we don't want to crush all the dark that we put in there. Leave that dark in there. You need that shadow contrast to keep things looking nice and deep. Let me see. Let me use another brush real quick. I'll use this one. So I'm just going to pick up some dark color and scrunch it in right in front of this tree. So I'm going to put some bushes right there. So. Alright, so let me get, there we go. Let's pick some of that. Here we go. So here in the foreground, I just kind of want to change the layout of the foliage a little bit to stand up a little bit more instead of being kind of laid down like it is back here in the back. A little texture here on this side. All right, so that keeps it nice and soft. I'm gonna blend a little bit, some of that, just a tad. There we go. There's a couple little harsh marks I just wanted to take out. All right, that looks okay. All right, so now we want to put the tint in. I don't know if I would say it was my trademark, but I put quite a few tints in quite a few things. So now I'm going to use this tool. I've talked about it on other videos, but I've only used it on one. This is a paint eraser, so we're just going to kind of take some of this paint back off that we just put in. I mean, we're going to take some of this landscape off because we know that it's back there, right? So, right. So let's kind of sketch this tint out. My sister's a big camper. Her and her husband. So now, we're going to paint right back over this, but it just makes it a little easier to define your detail when there's so much paint on the canvas if you just kind of take some of it back off. We certainly did not take it all off, but we took a lot of it off. Okay. That gives us some room to paint something in there. So let me find a flat brush. There we go. Here's my flat. And let's paint this side in first. I did have somebody ask me in my last video, how come that tint's not brighter? You know, I don't know. I kind of like the more camouflage type tints. I could make it bright red, but that would seem like it would be out of whack with the rest of the painting. But okay, so that's got the basic structure laid out. Now, this side of the tent we want to be lighter than the front because that's the side the highlight's on. So we're going to lighten it up a little bit. Alright. Now I know that looks pretty dark on the front, but it's actually not as dark as you probably think it is. But we're going to make it a bit darker. Hopefully just to put the tent flat. So I'm about to use a color I don't hardly ever use. It's called Lamp Black. If you use it... Hey Carolyn! Hey Marilyn! Hello again. How are you guys? This color, this Lamp Black, is extremely potent. I mean, it's just unreal how potent it is. So don't use it sparingly. Don't ever think that you're going to paint over it, because you're not. It refuses to be painted over. It's just that strong. I'll tell you what we're going to try. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to this color, just to make it look like that. And then let's take some dark. I wonder if I should try this with a flat brush. Well, it's always the first time, right? Yeah, don't really like the way. I probably won't do that again, but we're already doing it now, so let's. And then let's just put a little bit of highlight on that. So we're picking up some linseed oil, just a little bit of this cad yellow. Yeah, come on. Let's put some honey and elk. Yeah, that'd be fun. An elk and a bear. I don't think my camping sister needs to have either one of those show up at her tent. All right, I could be wrong. Let's just add some more lines out here to this area. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do now? What else can we add to this that will make it? Yeah, I think. Oh, you know what? I haven't highlighted trees. I got to thinking about trees again. I thought, oh, I don't think I've highlighted those. All right, let's do that. So we're just going to pick up some cad yellow, a little bit of that linseed oil. I could put a lot of highlight on this. The highlight's going to belong on this side of the tree, so you don't need a lot. Because the painting's relatively the painting's dark. Let's put some more here. Just like that. Those back there don't need any because. And then I think on this tent. I think I'd like a couple more trees in this painting. So let's do that real quick. Come here, you. All right, so let's pick up some. I need some more sap green. Is this what you've been at? A moose? A moose? I'll tell you who really does some good mooses though. Abraham Hunter. If you guys haven't followed his page, you should. He's incredible. He lives down at the Smoky Mountains, and he has some really good paintings of that particular type of wildlife. He's a superb painter. Let's put another tree right here. A little closer down by the water. If you're wondering why I'm counting trees. It's always kind of good to have an odd number of those kinds of features in your painting. So, if you didn't note now, we're adding all these trees over the top of some fairly thick paint. So, and as you can see, they went in pretty easy. That one back there, we're not going to highlight because it's too far away. This one here, we're just going to give a little bit of highlight. This guy here too, we'll give a little bit of highlight. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video, but we'll try it here in a second. I'm going to mix up some. Let me clean my brush first. We're going to add a third color to a couple of these trees, just to provide. Using water in that container? Nope, I'm using odorless paint thinner. It's odorless mineral spirits, for want of a better term. Sometimes you see it as odorless paint thinner at the store, and sometimes you see it as odorless mineral spirits. Odorless mineral spirits or odorless paint thinner. All right, need to put a little bit of linseed oil on that. So, where'd that color go? Here it is. So this is a little bit of a bluish color. We're going to add this as a secondary shadow, just to these two front trees, just to give them a little bit more punch. Not a lot, just a bit, Then I want to set off this tent a little bit, so I'm going to pick up some cad yellow and just kind of put some grass around it like that. Maybe some more right here in front. Ooh, why not? It's just, but we're using oils, so Betty, so certainly couldn't use water to do that, but it would really gum up the works. All right, so let's pick up some. So I picked up my script liner. I'm just gonna right here. Well, let's see. Just adding some things sticking up out here. Just add a little bit of interest. Probably don't show up on the video very well, but let's put. Tell you what, I don't think right on this mountain here. I'm just gonna add a couple of big cracks and crevices down the side of it. Okie doke. So I think that will. I don't think I have anything else I want to add to that at this point. I'll tell you what. Let's do. Let's do something here. Let's take right along in here and let's push out some shoreline. Maybe even push some shoreline in right along in here. And then we will just take that and slap a little bit of highlight over the top. And then, I'll tell you what, let's add some rocks to it. Let's just add some stones and we'll call it a day. Let's get a filbert brush. Here she is. All right, let's pick up this filbert brush and we're just going to take and let's pick up some of this dark brown on one side. We're going to double load this brush and then we'll just put some. Let's start off with just a light brown over the top of that and see how that works out. Let me get some made up here. Here we go. So we got relatively dark brown on the back and a lighter brown on the front, almost white. I'm just gonna put some stones in here. Pretty good sized stones because they're pretty good sized filbert brush. So not dark enough. Let's try that. I'll get my brush straight up. Just something, just a little addition to make it a little more interesting. All right, well, oh, yeah, I like traditional oils too. I've tried water mixable oils. They don't act the same, do they? All right, well, there we go. That's our painting for today. I appreciate all you guys signing in. And feel free to share this video with your friends if you want to. like my fine arts page, and we do a video once a week at least, sometimes twice a week. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see, technique-wise, just drop me a note. I'll be glad to show you anything that I know how to do, and if I don't, I'll try to figure out how to do it. So, sharing is what it's all about. That's what artists do. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next time.